jump on and do a quick live stream. The reason why I'm doing this is because somebody wonderful on a man of God um, gave me a word of encouragement from YouTube and sent me a message and said I should, be like continue the good work I'm doing on YouTube, and that God, God wants me to sort of keep showing up and putting hi, someone just liked, thank you for the like. Um, so I think someone liked it. Okay, so yeah, so I just got a word. Oh, hello. Oh, thank you very much, Guran, Mishra. How are you? Thank you. He said thank you very much. You are so welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your lovely words. And thanks for the like. So yeah, I just got a word of encouragement that I should, really continue with my YouTube and just, show up and just some other wonderful encouraging words from God. And so I won't say what was said, but just, yeah, just the words of encouragement and some prophetic insight. And so I just thought, yes, it's true. I should take YouTube more seriously, and I should be posting more. So I'm here to post a word of encouragement. And what I want to say to you guys today, I'm going to try and do live streams. I'm going to also upload some stuff from TikTok over here, and also even some live streams I've been doing. I created a show again, which I used to do all the time, called Sunday Blessings, and I feel like God led me to get back into that show again. So I will upload some of the replays up over here. So I'll make sure that they are. Sometimes I do actually create new videos and I do upload them, or upload new old videos from TikTok, or new videos from TikTok, but it just goes straight into my shorts. It doesn't seem to go onto the main YouTube page. I don't know if it's not long enough or something. So I'm not sure why it does that, but that's why sometimes you're not seeing new things on the main page. But anyway, I'm here to give you a few words of encouragement. And the words of encouragement is just to keep going, keep persevering, keeping on, because it's Monday now. We live in a world where there's a lot that goes on in our world. Obviously, many of you know there's things to do with the government that goes on in different territories, different countries, and everything. So we've got what happens in government and politics. We have when you're driving, there's going to be all the challenges that come with driving, whether it's trying to find parking, whether it's people cutting you up in traffic. Think about taking your kids to school. There are things with that. Hello, oh my God, there's so many of you that jumped on. Thanks for jumping on. There's all these different things you have to navigate every single day as um as you get out there and you're living and you're trying to do amazing work. You're trying to um, show up, as especially if you're a believer, you're trying to show up and trying to walk in righteousness and holiness and purity, and you're just trying to be a really good dad, a good mom, a good sister, a good brother. You're trying to achieve these goals, dreams, and aspirations. Hi guys, drop me a comment please. Thanks for the likes. But I want to encourage you to keep persevering, because some of you are beginning to really become aware of some of the challenges in life, whether it's okay, well, why is things this way and why are things that way? And remember Solomon said in the Bible, in the book of Ecclesiastes, that he mentioned that people would like, almost like, when he talks about vanity, vanity, all is vanity, but he also mentioned and made it clear that the more knowledge you have, the more unhappy you would be. Okay, because and I'm paraphrasing, but he made it seem as if like to know more is actually something that can create some form of misery for you, because you become so aware of all the things that's wrong. You become so aware of what needs fixing. Like, some of you need to be involved more. There's a lot of events to be involved in. It could be campaigns, it could be you creating your own charity. Obviously, these things may not happen overnight. It could be an app that you create to solve problems in society. The thing that they often say, I think it might have been TD Jakes, but they have often said that the thing that frustrates you the most is the thing that you're called to change. Okay, so you write that letter to your local MP, or your one of the politicians, or to the you go and see that minister, and you try and get change in that area that bothers you so badly. You stand up for justice, and you step out and you become the eyes of God, or you become God's ears, or you become God's mouth, or you decide to become God's hands or God's feet, okay? You don't like the way the court system is. What are you doing about it? You don't like the way the roads are. What have you done? Do you know that one person can make a change? Do you know that Meghan Markle went? She didn't like an advert. There was an advert. She didn't like it. And this advert was basically a washing liquid advert. And so they said, oh, women should wash the dishes or something like that. They said something that implies that women should use this product. And she said, why must it be women? She was 12 years old. Why must it be women? It should be women and men. It should be for both genders, right? But obviously at this time we have a lot of genders now, according as many of you know, that we live in a different time now where I think there's meant to be about over 100 genders, right? According to what we're the world we live in now, in terms of, if you were to Google it, you'll see it, right? um but obviously in terms of the Bible talks about male and female, okay? God talks about man and woman, okay? But she was just, and obviously when they were making the washing liquid, they were trying to imply or refer to the fact that, women, you're the ones that do the dishes, you're the one, like, making it like that. And she's like, no, it should be for humans, it should be for, why can't a man do it too? Like, she was trying to imply that something needs to change. You should not just try and put this on women. And so they actually she sent a letter, they read the letter, and they were like, oh my goodness, this is actually true. This is true. Like, she's right. Like, it shouldn't just be for women. Anyone can wash dishes. And so they made a change, and they changed the advert. Do you know how much money that would have cost to change that advert? That could be millions of dollars, or it could have been hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they did it. Like, we're talking mainstream media. We're not talking about like now where we can just make a video using your camera, just buy a camera and no, we're talking mainstream media. It costs money. Television is money. That's why sometimes they have to create so much drama in television. I used to work in television. I used to work as a TV presenter. If your program gets cut, if you're not, if your program gets cut, if you're not actually, if what you're putting out onto television is not interesting enough, you're making the TV channel lose money. They have to pay most TV channels, a TV show, for example, they have a big boss. Their big boss could be the TV channel. So let's just say someone has a TV show on Sky. Let's just say Love Island, for example. Love Island, right? A lot of people know that show. So let's just say a show like Love Island. They are reporting to, typically I think it's on ITV. They're reporting to ITV. So if they're not making, if it becomes boring, if it's not interesting, if they're losing ratings, then guess what? It can be axed, right? It can be removed from the show, from the channel. It can just suddenly be gone. And that's why some people have a series or TV reality show. They do 4 episodes, boom, it's gone, because it wasn't that interesting. Okay, so for them to change it, it meant a lot. And I just want you to know that you can change a lot. Like, write down the things that bother you. I think focus on that this week. Like, try and focus on that, because those are the things that God has anointed and appointed, or could be trying to anoint and appoint you to fix, to bring a change in. If a little 12-year-old girl can go and make a whole company bring out a new advert, then what can you do in your community? What can you do in your community? What can you do in and that frustration that you feel, that annoyance, the irritation that you feel towards certain things in society, just you be the one to create the petition. You be the one to make that phone call. You be the one to, because you could be the one that they listen to and they're like, wow, yes, we never thought about this. And they may even invite you to a committee meeting or whatever, who knows, right? If you have an idea for the government, if you have an idea for politicians, if you have an idea for your local ministers, I don't know how it works. Every country is different, but you can propose these ideas. You can share what is concerning you. How can things be done differently or better? And I share this because yesterday when I was out, there was a point where we were looking for some parking, and I just thought to myself, do you know what? This can be done so much. This can be done differently and so much better. But how will they know if they don't have anyone speaking up, right? And sometimes you're that Esther, you're that Queen Esther. Everyone can say it, but when you say it, you're the Queen Esther or you're the king that people are looking for. Everyone said something, but when you say it comes with authority, it comes with power. It's life changing. When Esther went to the king, there was change. So some of you can bring that change. Some of you can bring that um, divine order, bring God's structure that is needed. Um, yeah, so I just wanted to encourage you to stay encouraged, do your part in the world to make this place a better place, and also, what are you birthing? What are you giving birth to? You know, what are you working on for God? What are you working on in reference to your purpose and your divine call? So, for example, are you working on a book? You know, are you working on products that you're going to bring out? Are you working on, maybe you're creating anointing oils? Maybe you're busy, you're finishing off your doctorate degree or your first degree, or it could be you're working on a foundation degree or some kind of graduate course or something. I don't know. What are you doing? What is it that you're focused on? And then also think of like how you can refresh yourself this week in terms of what can you do to rejuvenate yourself, because you're going to do a lot of hard work this week. So what can you do to rejuvenate or to be refreshed? Because all this, you know, they say all work and no play made Jack a dull boy. And sometimes some of you are like, work, 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 and you're just drained. You know, sometimes an extra hour of sleep can go a long way. Some of you, you wake up at 5 a.m., you don't need to. It's making you miserable. Wake up at 6. Do the world a favor, do yourself and the world a favor, and wake up at 6. Don't force something just because people get up at 5 a.m. and it works for them. It doesn't mean it works for you. Or maybe wake up at 6 sometimes or 7 sometimes. Then some days you wake up at 5, then you can actually handle it. Don't wake up at 5 and you're cranky as hell, and then your whole life is about being cranky because you woke up at 5 when you could have woken up at 7 or 6 and been just sweet as syrup. So just really also think about that. Think of, are your habits serving you? You know, if you're all busy cleaning the whole house top to bottom and it's making you grumpy and miserable, maybe you need to look at what Martha was doing in the Bible and realize that it wasn't working, and maybe be more at the feet of Jesus Christ instead. Spend more time having fun. You know, King Solomon says we're supposed to enjoy life. A lot of marriages, it's always about, oh, he's not doing this, she's not doing this. Why don't I said one day, I wrote in a comment section, why don't you just prioritize fun? And even I think it was as a wonderful Jewish leader, a wonderful Jewish leader, he even said that a lot of people will save so much money if they, in reference to counseling, all of that stuff. He said, you'll save money if you just go on trips more in your marriage. You'll save money. You'll save yourself from a divorce. Like, just go on trips more. He said, just go on dates, do all that stuff, because trust me, you'll save money. Because basically what he's saying is it's more expensive to go for therapy. It's more expensive to go through a divorce. So don't like, just look at what really makes life interesting or good. It's fun. It's fun. Okay. It's when you have fun with the kids. It's when you have fun with your friends. It's when you have fun. And I'm talking about healthy fun, good, decent fun. I'm not talking about reckless fun. You know, if you're, for example, married and you're just stressed by your husband every single day, or you're stressed by your wife every single day, when was the last time you went and had fun? Just fun. Just go to the beach and just soak up the sun. When was the last time you just went for a drive, right? Sorry, guys. When was the last time you just went for a drive? When was, like, have you ever thought, let's just go to the Maldives and just have such a good time? Like, oh, we don't have the money, this. There's always an excuse. There's always an excuse. But there are other, like, listen, I'm going to say something too quickly. I know a married couple, and this is a couple that are close to me, right? Like, that are family, right? Are you kidding me? Like, this couple, they go on holiday all the time. You can't pay them to stay in their houses and just, no, they go on holiday all the time. Like, literally every 2 weeks, every month, they're off. They've got kids. They don't care. They take the kids, they go on holiday, they're having their fun. You can't pay them. You can't pay them to just stay stuck in one place. No. And that's why their marriage, that's one thing I think that makes their marriage work so well, is that they're always traveling. they're always on holiday. They're going here, they're going there, they're out the country. They can't. It's like they can't wait to just get away and have go and spend some good time in a in a beautiful villa. Go and spend some good time sightseeing. They have kids, not even just one kid. They have kids, and I'm talking every 2 weeks, every 1 month, every 2 months. I'm telling you, they're off. They are off. You can't pay them to stay in the and just and try and like manage and just focus on the housework and no, they're gone. And I think that's one of the secrets to marriage, guys, is to have a lot of fun. Okay, but anyway, I'm not a marriage counselor or anything, so please do obviously just take that to the Lord. But guys, I love you so much. How are you all doing? Let me know in the comment section. Drop me a comment. I hope you're all good. I hope you're well and blessed and encouraged. Like I said, I have a show called Sunday Blessings. You can go to my Facebook page, Queen Chomina Wogu, and you'll see that I might put it in the chat if that's possible. But yeah, I want you to go and check out Sunday Blessings and just check out the couple of episodes that I've created. And it's a show that I'm going to be doing every single Sundays. The Lord has prompted me to do it, and I will be sharing just a different topic each week. So yesterday I shared the 7 things to do when you enter into the promised land. I think I'm just going to reshare it here, so I might just put it onto YouTube. Just get the last couple of episodes I've done, put it over here. But yeah, I just want to wish you an encouraging, a beautiful week, a blessed week, and just take everything to God, journal, pray, fast a couple of times this week. Definitely fast. Fasting a couple of times a week goes a long way. And most importantly, guys, make sure that you are prioritizing not just, people talk about mental health all the time, also your emotional health is important. That is also important. And that's the thing that people actually don't pay attention to. And I think sometimes what people think is mental health is actually emotional health. It's not always mental health, it's the emotions. Okay, so make sure you're prioritizing your emotional health, your mental health, your physical health, your financial health, but in the most loving way, in the most abundant way. Not in a way as if you are a militant army man or army woman that is beating yourself with a pole. Not in that way, but in the most loving and most abundant way. So, for example, if you have to pay your bills, can you pay your bills while you have music on in the background? If you, for example, are working and you're getting really tired, can you take a break and go for a walk and come back and continue, right? And also, guys, one of the things that I've done is I've bought some instruments. I bought myself a tambourine, a couple of tambourines. I bought myself a flute to learn to play the flute. I also bought myself a recorder. Can you infuse instruments into your life? Like one of my sisters plays the guitar like every single day. Every day. Like sometimes we need a bit of time to just soak in something that is therapeutic, that may not be. Sometimes therapeutic is not always therapy. It can be just playing an instrument. It can be going for a walk. Like there are so many natural things that God has created that give us therapy. Like when people say retail therapy, sometimes it's watching a movie. Okay, so figure out what you need to do this week to be encouraged, to stay uplifted, and to stay motivated. But anyway, I love you all so much. Hope this was helpful in some way, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Bye. How do I end this? This is my second time. I barely know how to do this. That's why I don't really do it. But okay, let me try and end it now. All right. God bless, guys. Have a good week. Have a